Okay.
A very good afternoon to one and all. On behalf of the Sports Authority of Goa, I take this opportunity to welcome all the participants for today's athletic webinar on understanding the rules of road races and cross-country events being organized in collaboration with the Goa Athletic Association. Road races and cross-country events are organized nationwide, and athletic coaches and physical education teachers are very actively involved in organization of these events. As such, it is very important to understand the basic rules of these events. And to guide us on today's program, we have with us Sir Rakesh Save, who's joining us as a faculty for the third time on an athletic program. He's a technical official of the Athletic Federation of India. He's an executive committee member, a convener, and technical committee member of the Maharashtra Athletics Association. A very warm welcome to you, sir. I'm sure the knowledge shared by you today will go a long way in helping our participants in successfully organizing cross-country and road race events. Before I ask you to take over the session, I'd like to inform all the participants that today's program is also being live streamed on YouTube. And at the end of the program, a feedback form link will be provided in the chat box on both Zoom and YouTube. I repeat, there will be a link that will be provided on Zoom and on YouTube in the chat box. So towards the end of the program, kindly fill in the form and submit, and you will receive your e-certificate in 10 days upon verification. At the end of the session, we'll also have a short question and answer session. So you may type your questions in the chat box at the end of the program. Thank you, and over to you, Rakesh, sir.
Thank you. First of all, thank you very much to the Sports Authority of Goa and the Goa Athletic Association for inviting me as a speaker for today's session. Today's session is about understanding the basic rules of road race and cross country. A lot of you have been already witnessed road race, cross country. Road race is nowadays a very common and very much famous event held almost every week. We can say every Sunday in the major cities. So let's, without wasting time, we'll just start our topic. I'll share my screen. Okay. So understanding the rules of road race and cross country events. So we are going to discuss two topics. First topic is the road race. So as the road race name suggests, you can understand that races are held on the roads. In the picture, you can clearly see these are the few images of the road races. The athlete run on the roads. So the common distances or the standard distances that you should have in a road race is 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers, 21.0975, which is called half marathon, 25 kilometers, 30 kilometers, and full marathon, that is 42.195. These are some of the standard distances. That doesn't mean that you cannot conduct a 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer races. You can. So that are also conducted. So any race that is conducted on the road is called road race. So these are the standard distances. Any unstandard, uncommon distances also can be conducted. The other distances which are not very common, but the rule book has given an option to conduct this race, that are 100 kilometers and road relays. Yes, you heard me right. It is road relay. Road relays are conducted over a distance of marathon distance or half marathon distance, in which they are broken into stages of 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer, 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer, 5 kilometer, and 7.195 kilometer for a marathon distance road relay. If it is a half marathon road relay, then it is divided into 5 kilometer, 5 kilometer, 5 kilometer, and 6.0975 kilometers. Now, to make this possible, usually when it is road relay is organized, that time the course should be of a 5 kilometer loop. You cannot have road relays with 21 kilometer long route. Every time you should have a 5 kilometer loop. So after a 5 kilometer or 10 kilometers, you can easily have a changeover zone there. In the pictures, you can see the first top picture shows that there is a exchange happening between the athletes, and the below picture shows that the athletes are running a road relay, and there is a band which is they are carrying, that is like a baton. So there is no baton in this road relay races, but they have to carry a certain band or maybe a wristband that is decided by the organizers, that what should be carried, but definitely no batons are in this. Now, exchange, how it is considered as an exchange. So there is a 10-meter beyond and 10-meter ahead, like front and back 10 meters from the scratch line, there is an exchange zone, and the physical contact between the two athletes receiving and outgoing, this is considered as a exchange. So that exchange has to be between these two zone lines, the start of the zone and the finish of the zone. It has to happen between this. Next, let us consider what exactly should be the course. In road races, the course should be run only on the made up roads. Bicycle paths or footpaths also can be used, but it should be a hard surface. As far as possible, it should be straight. Road races shall not be on soft grounds or grass verges. So on the ground or any soft like grass verges is not permitted. In that cases, you will not be allowed to take that part in the to take that particular part in the road race course. Now here there is an option. The start and finish can be on an athletic field of play. Like if in a stadium track, you can start the marathon or a half marathon or any road race, and you can even finish on the track. Only the start and finish. Again, there is one more option, that the start and finish of the road race can be conducted on the grass, like maybe a football field, grass, or other non-paved surface, we can say. But what the rule states is that such type of segment should be as minimum as possible. Only for the start and finish sake is okay, but you cannot keep a long distance on the ground. Okay, next point is the start and finish points. If both the points measured along the theoretical state line between them should not be further apart than 50% of the race distance. So you can see in the middle picture where it is written start and finish. If this is a course map, the brown one, and there is a red dotted line, which is an imaginary line, or we can say theoretical line, straight line between the start and finish. When you measure this particular distance, it should not be greater than the 50% of total distance. So for example, if this particular route is a 10-kilometer road race, then where it starts and where it finishes, the point between this, if it is theoretically measured, it should not be greater than 5 kilometers for a 10-kilometer race. So this is how it should be. The course should be measured along the shortest possible route that the athlete will follow. The athletes, when they are running the road race, they will not follow a traffic rule, keep left or keep like this, you have to turn from the U-turn. No, they will not follow. They will look for the shortest possible route. And that is the reason when it is measured, it has to be measured in such a way that the shortest possible route should be measured. The measurement line should be marked along the course in distinctive color. Whatever measurements are done, all the measurement lines have to be marked in a distinctive color which can be identified properly, and during the race also it can be visible. The length of the course shall not be less than official distance. So if you announce an official distance of 10 kilometers, the race is of 10 kilometers, then the race cannot be even 1 meter less than 10 kilometer. So that is a must clause, what we can say, that never the distance should be less what is announced. If it is announced full marathon, then it should be 42.195 kilometers. It cannot be 42.100. So that is the very, very important thing, that always the course measurement should be more, but not the less. If it is more, how much it should be more? It cannot exceed 0.1%. So it says the uncertainty in the measurement shall not exceed 0.1%. That is 42 meters for a full marathon, or 10 meters for 10 kilometers. So 1 meter per kilometer, you can say. The length of the course shall be certified in advance. It should be measured and certified in advance by the World Athletics approved course measurer. There are agencies like AIMS, they are measuring the route, they are certifying the routes for the long distance road races. So for any repeated marathons or any authentic road races, recognized road races, it is a mandatory that the road race has to be measured and certified in advance. Now, how to measure the road? The road race is measured by using a calibrated bicycle method. You cannot measure the road just by a tape or just by vehicle's kilometer display or any wheel, nothing like that. There is only one recognized way of measuring the road race, is bicycle calibration method, or the calibrated bicycle method. I will not take it into deep about the measurement, because that is again a totally different topic. It will take a long time on that. So for now, we just understand it is I will just give a small description on that, what exactly, how it is done. Now let's understand what is the shortest possible route. Once we say that it should be shortest possible route, but what does it mean? So in the left picture, you can see that the entire road is used for the marathon. In this case, when the athlete starts, I'll just point it out. When the athletes start from the race, you can just follow the red dot. This is the way they will go. Once they are going on the turn, and they know that next is the left turn. So they will not go like this and go like, no, they will take the shortest diagonal route and go and follow this route. So this is called shortest possible route. And when we are measuring the route, that time we have to follow this particular same route and measure the route. Now in the second case, you see the entire road is not taken. They have divided the road into two parts, and one side of the road is taken for the race. So like here you can see the athletes are coming on the left, but here the entire left side, this inner side road is blank. It is left blank and it is not being used. So one side of the road is used. So in that case, what will happen whenever the athletes are running, when they are coming on the left side bend, when they are coming on the left side where they have to bend on the left side, there you have to make sure that you have to barricade or keep the cones to make sure that they will not cut inside. So always on the left side of the bend, they have to put the cones and barricading like this. So they will automatically follow the shortest possible route and enter into their proper path. So this is one method of understanding what is the shortest. Few more examples I will give. When it is a bend, like athlete has to come and immediately they have to take a turn and go back. So in that case, now here there will be barricading. Definitely they will not be allowed to come directly. They will go like this. They have to reach up to this point, turn and come back. So in that case also, athlete will not follow the road rule like this, that will go by the road straight, then turn, then come like this. No, they will again take this shortest possible. This is how it should be measured if they have a U-turn or something like that. In the other picture, you can see if an athlete is taking a right turn and again have to go right, then he will remain on the right side of the road and he will run like this. So the measurement should be done like this. But in the other hand, if the athlete goes like this, first right, and then the athlete has to turn left, in that case, the athlete will definitely run diagonal and reach the point here. So these all points have to be taken into consideration when the marking is done, measurement is done. Now let's understand how the course measurement is done. Just briefly, small 1 or 2 minutes time, I'll just explain. It is measured with the help of a Jones counter. This is the Jones counter. The Jones counter is fixed on the axle of a bicycle, the front wheel axle. Then there is a calibration route that is decided first. You have to calibrate the bicycle for how many turns. So how many meters or how many this thing turns will go for 1 kilometer. So that has to be calculated. For that, a straight course needs to be found. It has to be marked. The course should not be less than 300 meters. It should be more than 300, 400, 500, whatever it is, but not less than 300. The straight course, once it is marked, it is, you see here, it is start of the course and the end of the course is marked. Then the bicycle riders will take their position. They will start reading. They will repeat this reading for 4 times. They will go 300 meters, lock the cycle, come back again. They will note the readings. They will come back again, note the reading, again go, note the reading, come back again, note the reading. So 4 times, at least 4 times they will do the reading, and then they will make this thing calculations and find out that what is the constant that has to be followed for each meter or each kilometer. And accordingly, they will find out that how many counts they have to stop and mark the kilometer. So this is how, just a brief I have explained. I'm not going deep into it. After the measurement of the course has to be certified. So World Athletics and AIIMS will be certifying the course. The report is sent to AIIMS and AIIMS will go through that, and once they feel that everything is perfect, the report is properly done, everything is nice, whatever measurements are given, the calculations are proper, and they feel that the road is measured correctly, then they will issue a certificate that you can see in the picture here in the bottom. That is a course measurement certificate. So the course measurement certificate is valid for 5 years. Once you measure the road, measure the course, and it has been certified by the World Athletics, then it is valid for 5 years. If there is no modifications on the road, if there are any modifications done, immediately again you have to measure that road and get certified. After 5 years, even though there is no modification done, then again this road has to be measured and it has to be certified for the course. Next is, whenever the marking is done, the distance in kilometers on the route shall be displayed to all the athletes. The athletes, while running, they should know that what is this mark, how many kilometers I have run, how many kilometers still to go. So these type of markings on the road, as well as these boards showing the kilometer marking, should be arranged on the during the race. Let's understand how we start. The start of the race, road race, can be done by firing a gun, a cannon, an air horn, or a light device. Any of this you can use to start the race. And the command used for starting the race is similar to the standing start command, which are more than 400 meters events command. That is on your mark and gunfire, or if you are using a horn, you can blow the horn. So when on your mark, that time the athletes will assemble near the start line. The start line is, here you can use, is up to 30 centimeters wide. The thickness of the start line can be 30 centimeters, up to 30 centimeters. So when there are more people competing in the race, road race, that time it is mandatory that a 5-minute, 3-minute and 1-minute warning is given to all the participants. What does it mean? That whenever 5 minutes are remaining to start, there should be an announcement or there should be a big display, and it should be visible to all, and it will inform that now yes, 5 minutes remaining to start the race. After that, when 3 minutes remain, again the second warning will be given, 3 minutes to start the race, then 1 minute to start the race. So these warnings have to be given while starting of the race. About the safety on the course, the organizer should ensure the safety of the athletes and the officials during the road race. So when the road race is going on, that time they have to be sure that no unnecessary or unwanted people are on the roads. Only the authorized people, the officials, the volunteers, and the athletes are on the road. Officials meaning there are so many other officials also which come into, not only the technical officials. There will be photographers, there will be volunteers, so many people. So only that authorized people will be on the road. Otherwise, nobody else is allowed to be on the road. The organizer should ensure that the roads used for the competition are closed to motorized traffic in all directions. So whenever the big marathons or reputed marathons are conducted, it is made sure that the traffic on that particular course is completely stopped in both direction, going and coming, and it is free from road traffic. It's not only on the start or finish area, it is on the entire course. Now, next point is drinking, sponging, and refreshment stations during the course, on the course, during the marathon or during the road race. So water and suitable refreshment should be available at the start and finish for all the races, whichever marathon, whichever road race, whichever distance it is, the water and suitable refreshment should be available at the start and finish. If the start and finish is same, then it is okay, then one same thing will be fine. But if the start and finish is different, at both the places, you need to have water and refreshment placed. Then on the course, approximately after 5 kilometer, water stations should be available. And if the races are more than 10 kilometers, then even refreshments other than the water should be available at various points. Now, it is not mandatory that only 5 and 10 should be followed. Suppose if the weather condition warrants that more water is required when you run for a longer distance, full marathons, in a humid condition, it will be exhausted, and even dehydration can be definitely possible. So where it is required, that time you must place more water stations or more refreshment stations at regular intervals. Then you should have mist stations. This is again, you may have. So it's not a mandatory thing, but when you feel that the condition is very hot and the athletes will be getting tired soon, so in between the course, somewhere you can have a mist station. The picture on the top side, this is a mist station. It's like showers. So these again is an optional thing for the organizers. It's not mandatory, but if you feel that yes, it is required, it can be. Water station is mandatory. Refreshment is mandatory after 10 kilometers. But mist station here is, as the lettering says, mist stations may be. It's not shall be, it may be. Now, refreshments may include, what do you mean by refreshments? When we talk refreshments should be given, but what exactly should be given? So refreshments may include drinks, energy supplements, foodstuffs, or any other item, but not water. See, water is considered a completely different factor, which is to be put only on the water stations. On refreshment stations, you cannot put water. Saying that I have put one refreshment station, but it is same water, let's consider it as a refreshment station. It cannot be like that. So when we talk about refreshment station should have juices, drinks, something like that, or energy drinks, energy supplements, foodstuffs, something to eat, anything you can put on that. There's no restriction on any what item you should put there, but it should not be water. Refreshments will be normally provided by the organizers in all the road races. But here the rule has given an option that if the athlete wants to have their own drink or their own refreshment, they can have their own refreshment or drinks. But in this, during this permission, they say that as soon as the athlete submits their drinks or refreshments, it has to be well in advance, submitted to the organizers, and as soon as it is received with the organizers, they have to seal the whatever drink or refreshment has been submitted. It has to be numbered and named properly. Number of bib number also has to be mentioned properly. In male, which race it is, that also has to be mentioned on that particular thing, and then submitted to a technical official or an official designated to provide this where the athlete wants this particular drink or the refreshment. Suppose an athlete says that I want this particular drink at 12 kilometers. So he will be or she will be given this particular drink at 12 kilometers and exactly where they want. It will be placed there. The athlete has to come and pick up and go. Even it can be handed over by the official to that athlete. But up to the time that thing is handed over to the athlete, this should not be tampered. Nobody will open it. The seal has to be completely intact till the time it is handed over, before it is handed over to the athlete. It cannot be tampered. Now, when these water stations, refreshment stations are placed, that time we need to make sure that it is properly delineated, then by some barriers, tables, or markings on the ground also. The athlete should easily make out that yes, I have a water station ahead or I have a refreshment station ahead. Some marking should be there. There should be some boards showing that this is a water station, like one of the board here on the top picture. You can see that water station point. It is written there. So from far enough, the athlete can make out that yes, I have reached a water station, so I can get hydrated here. Excuse me. Now, when that water stations are placed, it should be made carefully in such a way that the water stations are not placed inside the route. As I said in the previous slides, that the route is measured according to the shortest possible route. And that measured route should be like only for athletes to run. You cannot put a table there of the water station and saying that, okay, I am putting my water station here, let the athlete go from somewhere else. You cannot do that. The water station, refreshment stations have to be put far away from the measured line of the course. Far away means not very far away. It should be in very well reach of the athlete. You cannot put a 50 meters outside the course. No, it is not possible. Nobody can reach there. Even while placing the tables or the barriers, you should keep it in such a way that whatever stuff you are keeping on the tables, the athlete can easily pick it up and go. You cannot take a 6 feet long wide table and put the water bottles on the inner border, and the athlete has to bend down and take that to reach that. So these all things have to be taken care. It should be easily received by the athlete or collected by the athlete. In such a way, you have to keep it, and the station should be not in the marked zone, marked route. The refreshment can be placed so that they are easily accessible or may be put by authorized person into the hands of the athlete. So as I said, it should be easily accessible. The second option is the athlete's official person, whoever has been assigned there for the water distribution or water station, they are authorized to give the athlete by hand if they want or if the athlete wants, but nobody else, only the authorized people. Like if it is not given by any athlete, if it is a general water station, then also there are few officials, volunteers there who can do this exercise. They can keep the water stations ready for athletes. They can keep the bottles, glasses, whatever it is on the table, and also they can have it in their hand. So if anybody likes to pick it from the hand, they can take it. Officials or authorized person is not allowed to move along with the athlete while they are taking the refreshment or water. Now here, this is very important. Some officials who are assigned there, they have to okay, can you mute please? Yeah, thank you.
Just a minute, sir. I think I having some disturbance.
I think you can. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. So I was on the last point. Yeah, I think, madam, you do one thing, you mute all and don't allow them to unmute. There is an option.
Just
There is
a
an
minute,
option.
sir.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you. Yeah. So I was in this last point. So the officials who are appointed there, they are not allowed to run with the athlete. If suppose the athlete did not pick up the water or any refreshment, so the athlete should not run with the athlete and say, okay, take this, take this. No, it is not allowed. The official is only allowed to stand at the water station, and if by the hand or on the table, they can provide the water or refreshment. They cannot run with the athlete. Even the authorized athlete who is provided there for a particular person for a special drink or personalized drink or refreshment, even that athlete cannot run. If the athlete has failed to pick up that particular drink or refreshment, it is the athlete's failure. You cannot run behind the athlete and say, okay, this was for you and you did not pick up. You cannot do that. Okay, as an official, you should know you are not allowed to run with the athlete. Okay, so moving ahead. Again, next point is an athlete can carry water or refreshment by hand while running, or they can even attach to their body. They can put a bag or something and they can keep that water bottles or refreshment in that, and they can run throughout the course. But provided, now it is very important that these particular water or refreshment, whatever he is carrying, that should be carried from the start of the race, or it has been collected at or received at a official station. You cannot just bring anything from home and start running with that. That's not permitted. Now here you can see in the first picture, famous marathon runner Eliud Kipchoge is running with a bottle that is in his hand. So he's allowed to do that. He can throughout the race keep that bottle in his hand, and whenever he wants he can sip the water or drink. But provided this has been collected from the start or from the official station, wherever official water station or a refreshment station, or maybe he has collected from some station where he has demanded that I want this to be collected from at this particular point. Now in the second picture you can see that an athlete running is collecting water from a lady, a spectator lady, and she is handing over the water. This is not allowed. So collection of water or refreshment from a place other than any official station is not allowed. Other than any official station means anywhere other than the official station. In this case, for the first offense, the athlete will be warned by showing a yellow card. If the athlete is again repeating second time, if he makes the same offense, if he takes water or refreshment from non-official station, then the athlete will be disqualified by showing a red card. Once the athlete is shown a red card and disqualified, immediately the athlete should leave the course. He should not be seen on the course. Now, next thing is receiving from or passing to another athlete refreshment or water or sponges is allowed if it is collected from the official station. Now it is allowed. You can see these athletes, they are sharing the drink. They can do it if it is received from the official station. But here also, continuously, if such help is being given or taken, then it is considered as unfair assistance. Any type of assistance means it is not allowed. Assistance to athlete. So what happens is, it is allowed, but if it is going on continuously, again and again the athletes are sharing each other, then they are trying to, like, two same country people run together, and to help this person not to move towards the water area or refreshment area, the other athletes keep on helping him, that okay, I will pick it up and give it to you. So that is unfair assistance to this particular athlete, and in that case, then the referee will decide whether to warn or to disqualify with the same way how I told. But that is totally entirely on the referee's decision. Whenever he feels that now this athlete is getting an unfair assistance, he can either warn or disqualify. Now, timing in the road races. What type of timing system is used? It is electronic transponder system. Electronic transponder system, what does it does? It has a RFID chip on the bib numbers. You can see this is a bib number. This is the RFID chip which is pasted on the bib number, preferably behind the number. And these are the timer systems. These are the mats where the sensors are there. These are the antennas which will send the RFID, and they will note down which athlete has passed. Each number is given one unique RFID number, and according to that, athletes will be identified. So this is how the starting system, the timing system is taken care. Now this is just a brief idea that how the runner athlete, they will, okay, this transponder system is at the start and finish, as well as at some intermediate point where you feel that, okay, the person can take a shortcut from here. So in order to make him reach to that particular point where the actual turning point is, so this type of intermediate terminal points also are kept, where the athlete must pass through that point. So here the athlete is shown. He has started from the point. As soon as he starts, the RFID is read by the signal. It is given to the PC. It is converted, and it is noted down that, okay, what time he has started. Then as soon as he reaches the first terminal point, it is again read and sent to the management host. Then automatically here it will note down the first terminal point. He has reached this particular point at this time, how much time it took. All these details will be getting entered into this table. And finally, after the finish, it will be shown that what was his time. And this is how it will be taken. Now, timing in road races, when it is a matter to be decided for the elite athletes, when the elite athletes are running, they will always run on a gun time. So there is always a debate during the marathons that my timing was this much, my net timing was this much. So whenever the elite athletes are running, they will always run on a gun time. What does it mean? Gun times means as soon as the starter fires, the transponder system should start and it will be the gun time start. As soon as the athlete finish, that will be his finish time. So start and the finish time will be as per the start of the gun and finish of the athlete. This is called the gun time. But for the amateur athletics, like if you have 10,000 athletes, 20,000 athletes, 40,000 athletes, so for these people, timing can be calculated on net timing. What does it mean? Net time means the time when the athlete reaches the start point, it starts during that time. And when the athlete finishes, and the time between the start and the finish is the net time. According to that, the result can be given for the amateur athletes. But always for elite athlete, it is gun time. Now the transponder timing system, we'll just briefly understand what exactly is transponder timing system. Transponder system is used in races held partially or fully outside the system, outside the stadium. RFID chip is attached to the shoes or the bibs and must be considered considerably light in weight. If you have a very heavy RFID, the athlete will not be comfortable to run. So it should be very, very light. Now, if you see on the bib, which is pasted, if you carry a bib, it is like in milligrams. So it is very light. If athlete will not feel a weight of that particular RFID chip. Now this system, transponder timing system, should start with the gun, starter's gun, either automatically or it should be synchronized with the starter's signal. As soon as somebody should start it, immediately as soon as the starter fires or the horn is blown, it has to be started immediately during that. Both the start of the gun and the start of the timing system should be synchronized. Sensors read the RFID whenever the runner passes over it. As soon as in the previous slide, I have explained, when the athlete passes over it, automatically it reads the RFID. The finish is detected when the RFID reaches the finish. As soon as the runner carries the RFID and reaches the finish, it will automatically detect that the athlete has finished. Now here there is no specific action required by an athlete to finish. Like in track events, we know that the athlete has to finish with the torso. As soon as the torso reaches the nearest end or edge of the finish line, vertical plane of the nearest edge, it's considered that the athlete has finished the race. But in this case, transponder system doesn't have that particular any specific action of the athlete. As soon as he crosses, that's all. Any way they can cross. The time recorded by the transponder system, how to record it and how to convert that timing. So any time should be recorded and converted in whole seconds. Like there won't be any milliseconds when we are entering the time. For example, 2 hours, 22 minutes, 34.32 seconds. This is the time received for an athlete. Then it has to be converted as 2 minutes, 22.35 seconds. When you have at any number, like if it is 00 milliseconds, then you don't need to convert it. If the timing was 2 hours, 22 minutes, 34.00 seconds, then the timing is 2 hours, 22 minutes, 34 seconds. No need to convert anything. But if you have anything beyond 0, 2 hours, 22 minutes, 34.01, 02, 03 or anything, then it has to be converted to the next whole second. So instead of 34, it will become 35. So this is how the timing is taken in the road races. Now, who is the person who is in charge of this timing system? That is the chief transponder timing judge. He will be responsible for the entire working of the system. He has to get familiar. He has to go and see what is there, whether it is perfectly working before the start of the event. That particular transponder judge has to go there. He has to make sure that everything is working properly, everything is fine, and then only you can like he will be confident, and then he can give a signal for the start that okay, everything is ready and the starter can take charge. Okay, next thing is now here in the race conduct, an athlete is allowed to leave the marked course. Like as I said, they have to run on the course itself, but some places, like it is a very big race, suppose 40 to 100 kilometers also I have mentioned there. So sometimes the athlete may require to leave the marked course, maybe for a washroom or for some toilet or anything. So it is allowed to leave the marked course with the permission of the official and under his supervision. Under his supervision means the athlete has to show that from where he is leaving out, that the judges has to note down from where he has left the course, and then he has to come back and join at the same place or the place behind that. Only thing is the officials or the umpires, whoever are there on the course, they should make sure that this particular athlete who is leaving the course should not at any cost lessen the or shorten the distance. If they feel that by doing this, any athlete has shortened the distance by going out of the course and coming back again, then it is to be reported to the referee. And if the referee is convinced about it, then he can even disqualify this athlete who has shortened the distance. And how to maintain this? For this, umpires at regular intervals should be placed at all key points. And some umpires will be moving along the course to make sure that these all things are noted down. So this is how it is to be carried out. Now, these are some of the pictures of the start. Most of the rules we have already covered up. It is very simple topic, but still little critical. We'll just go through some of the pictures of the start. This is how it is done. A few major marathon events held in India. These are on course, on route pictures. How it is taken care, how the traffic is completely closed, no traffic, and it should be run like this. We have in this picture, we have some of the international athletes also running. Next is finish. How it is adjusted at the finish. You see, it is again a clean path, no obstructions. Some of the mist stations, sponging stations on the route. Sometimes the sponsors make their own mist station so that they also advertise and they also make some entertainment for athletes. So this is how it is happening. Refreshment and water stations. See here, there are so many refreshments kept, like dry fruits are there. You can keep chocolates, you can have some fruits. So many things are there. Water stations, again, see how it is kept, arranged properly. Anybody can easily pick up and go. Here you can see the official authorized is handing over to the athlete. They can hand over. You can see in hand they have kept. So this is how it can be done. Pilot vehicles on road race. We have a leading vehicle which shows the timing display. Then nowadays, pilot vehicles are on bicycles also. They will just show the route, guide with the route to the runner, the leading runner. Then we have signages and kilometer marking, which is very important. As I said in the slides also, that the athlete should know at what point they have reached and how much distance they need to go. If possible, intermediate timings should also be displayed for the athlete to know that how much distance they have covered. So wherever water station, you have to show like this, water station boards. Where it is a U-bend or U-turn, then it has to be mentioned like this, that okay, from here you have to take a U-turn and go back on the same route. Then most important, medical stations, on route medical stations, as well as on the venue where the start and finish happens. If it is on the same, start finish is same, it is okay. If start finish is different, at both locations you need to have a medical stations. So this is how it is a road race we have completed. Now we start with the second part, that is cross country. Now, like road race, I said it is on the roads. Cross country is exactly the reverse of it, always held on grass road or any cross country route. It will not be held on roads. The standard distance of cross country will be for men 10 kilometers, women 10 kilometers, under 20 men 8 kilometers, under 20 women 6 kilometers, under 18 men 6 kilometers, under 18 women 4 kilometers. So these are the standard distance. You cannot deviate from this because these are the standard distance mentioned by the World Athletics. And these are the age group also are confirmed as per the rules. Now, cross country course, how it should be. When you are designing a cross country course, it should be always on an open or woodland area, covered as far as possible by grass. Now here exactly reverse of the road race. In road race, we say that as much less as possible the grass area should be, but here it says that maximum grass area, but in no case should be used this tar road or hard surface be used. The area must be wide enough to accommodate not only the course but all the necessary facilities. What does it mean? As the picture this here put here is just to make you aware that it should be wide enough and big enough to accommodate the entire route, entire course, as well as the other facilities required. Other facilities mean it can be washrooms, it can be safety areas, it can be first aid zones, it can be refreshment counters, it can be hotels and something for the this thing spectators. It then again wide enough area for the spectators to sit and enjoy. Again, you should have a separate alley. You see now here there is a barricading. There is again a separate alley here. Again, this can be on any either side, preferably inner side, for the officials, photographers to move around. Now here, nobody, even the authorized persons, officials are not allowed to move in the course. Only the athlete will move on the course. So then how the athletes will be observed by the officials? If anybody wants to take the photographs, how they will take it? So for them, this particular alley is made throughout the course. So anywhere the photographers, officials, they can move around only in this part. They cannot come into this course. So this is how the course should be designed. The place of the course should be selected in such a way that it should be completely maximum with the grass. It should accommodate the entire course. It should accommodate the other facilities also properly. That. Now, how should be the course? The course must be designed with a loop measuring 1,500 meter and 2,000 meters between that. So either 1,500 and 2,000 between this. The loop should be between this. So for example, if you have 10-kilometer race and you have a 2,000 meters course loop, then it is very simple that only the athletes have to run for 5 loops. So they have completing that 10-kilometer race. Now, if necessary, what it says that if necessary, a small loop can be added in order to adjust the distance to the required overall distance. For example, here what I will say is, if you have a 8-kilometer race and the course loop is 1,500, that means they can go maximum up to 7,500 after 5 loops. Then remaining 500 can be made with a separate small loop. So first they should run that small loop, and this small loop will be always run in the earlier stage. It means the initial stage of the race. They will run that particular 500, then join the main loop and then continue with the main loop. That's all. It is like that. Now here it is recommended that for each loop at least ascent of 10 meters should be always there. Ascent and descent means uphill or downhill. But this minimum 10 meters of ascent or descent should be there during one loop of cross country. Now here it says that apart from start and finish area, the course must not contain any longer state. If you, I'll just roll back to the previous slide. If you see this course here, only the start section, you see here, they have tried only the start section to be straight. After that, it should be all zigzag curves. They should avoid maximum straight distances in the cross country. Only in the start and the finish, there should be straight distance. Now here, wherever the course is marked, it should be marked with the tapes on both sides. In the first image, you can see the course is properly marked by the tape on both the sides. The width of the course should be minimum 5 meters in width. So here it is including the obstacles. Whether it is obstacle or the plain road, plain course, the width of the course should be minimum 5 meters. It is shown here in the second picture. If it is more, no problem, but it should not be less than 5 meters. In fact, for the start and finish, it should be more than 5 meters, because maybe more participants are participating. So they will start together, and you will need more bigger area to start the race. Then on the course, you have to have natural obstacles if possible. If it is natural is not there, then you can make the obstacles. But very high obstacles, deep ditches, or dangerous ascent or descent, any such type of dangerous obstacles should be avoided. It should not be such a way, the obstacle should not be such a way that the athletes can get injured. Also, the narrow gaps or other hindrances which would deny athlete an unhampered run shall be avoided for the first 300 meters. So the race after starts, for the first 300 meters, as I said, the area or the route width of the course should be wide enough so that the athletes don't get into a narrow gap. Crossing of roads or any hard surface must be avoided, as I told you in the first slide itself. Then in cross country, no roads, no hard surface is used. But if suppose you have to use it, like there is no option that the road is coming in between, then the road has to be covered by some mat, put some mud or grass on it, and has to be made softer. So you have to cover the road completely. Next is the start in the cross country. It is absolutely similar to road races. It can be fired by the gun, cannon, or air horn or like devices. Same commands: on your marks, and then gunfire. It is a standing start command. Here also, for the large number of participants, it is to be 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and 1 minute warning to be given, either displayed or by announced or by the mic system, PA system. So I won't take it more deep here. It is same like what I discussed in the road races. As soon as on your mark command is given, the athlete has to assemble near the the start line. Again, here also the start line can be up to 30 centimeter wide. And as soon as the gun is fired or the horn is blown, the athletes can start their race. When they are on your mark and on their mark, the athletes are not allowed to touch the starting line, or they cannot touch the ground beyond the starting line also. So that the officials have to make sure. And once the starter is very sure that athletes have assembled properly and nobody is beyond that line or touching the line, then they can start the race. Safety and medical, again, here also the organizers have to maintain the complete safety of the athletes and officials. The entire route should be properly safe. And as I said earlier also, nobody is allowed to enter the course here. Separate marking is done for the officials and the photographers or anybody else. And the spectators are on the different side. For them also, you have a separate thing. The entire route should be barricaded in the international or a higher level of competitions. In lower level competitions, maybe sometimes because of the funds, it is not possible to demark the complete entire route, both sides. But still, it should be marked at least by lime powder, so that the course route properly is identified and the athletes will run in between that lines only. Drinking and sponging, refreshment, again the similar thing. Water and refreshment has to be available for all the races at the start and finish. Now here, for all events, a drinking sponging station shall be provided every lap if weather conditions demand. Now here, it is not like a road race. Here we have a lap of 1.5 or 2 kilometers. So at least one sponging station or one drinking station should be available for one loop. Timing, similar timing system as in road race system. Electronic transponder timing system is used similarly, that I have already explained during the road race. The sensors will sense the RFID chip, and accordingly the timings are noted. Again, here also it is placed at the start and finish, and some key parts on the course where they feel that it should be mandatory to keep there. So it can be placed there also. Now the finish of cross country. The finish area should be wide enough to enable runners to speed side by side and reach the finishing point. So in the picture, if you see here that the finish area is too wide, it should be wide enough. Very narrow is not possible. Then if the transponder system is not used, now here something different. When in the lower level categories, lower competitions, every time it is not possible to use the transponder system. So then what does the rule says? That if the transponder timing system is not used, then finish lanes, or we can call it as funnels, should be set up 8 to 10 meters after the finish lines. For example, if this is a finish line, then if the athlete is coming from this particular direction and reaching there, then after this finish line up to 8 to 10 meters from there, you have to start the funnels. Now the below pictures are the pictures of the funnels. You can see various funnels they have made, and athletes are entering. Once they enter the funnel, they can just walk. So these funnels should be 75 centimeters to 80 centimeters wide. It should be only that space, so that the athletes will not overtake each other once they enter the funnel. They should not be overtaking. There should be only the space for one person to walk, 75 centimeters to 80 centimeters. That means not even 1 meter. The funnel should be 35 to 40 meter long. So as you see this is the funnel, and it should be in length 35 to 40 meters. Now it can be various funnels simultaneously acting together. I will show you that picture here now. You see, this is the course and this is the finish line. Athletes are coming here. They will start entering the funnel one by one. Once this funnel is full, they will close this funnel. Then they will open this funnel. Once this is full, they will close this. They will open the other one. So similarly, one by one, simultaneously, as soon as the funnel is closed, they will open that second funnel, third funnel, fourth funnel. And once these athletes are already crossed and empty, then if this goes full, they will again start this one. So this is how it is done. So what is the advantage of this funnel? What it does is, it will keep the athletes in the same finishing position, so that athlete finishing first will enter the funnel first, second will be behind the first, third will be behind him. According to whatever number it comes, all will come one behind the other, and they will reach in the funnel. The official will be standing here at the end of the funnel, who will be noting down the numbers of the finishing athletes, because he knows that this is the sequence of the finish. So no need to find out who first, second, third came. So according to that, he will note down the numbers of the athletes and let them go. So once they have all the numberings in sequence, it is very easy to find out the result. Because when this result comes into consideration, when cross country, there is individual prizes, individual medals, as well as a team championship. So team championship, we will discuss in the future slides how it is calculated. Now race conduct in cross country. In athlete, this road races, as I said, they had allowed the athlete to leave the course and not shorten the distance. But here, if it is again similarly like road races, if the referee is very satisfied that the athlete has left the course, marked course, and by doing this, if he has shortened the distance, then the athlete should be disqualified. Now if you see, it is a lower level cross country run, but you can see this white line, both white lines marked borders, and each athletes are running in the border in between the course. This athlete has stepped out of the course and want to shorten the distance. Again, this athlete also has stepped out of the border, and by this he has shortened the distance. So these both athletes will be disqualified from the event. Now, as I said, that cross country is also scored as a team championship. So how does it work? In cross country, each team consists of 6 runners, and out of that 4 runners will be scored. So 6 to run and 4 to score. So what does it mean? So each cross country team, there will be 6 participants who will be representing a team, and the points of that 4 top participants of that particular team will be considered for the team championship. So how it is points, how the points are given. So points will be given as per the individual runner's performance, position. Like runner number 1, whoever finishes first will be given 1 point. Runner who finishes at 100 position will be given 100 point. Runner who finishes at 200 position will be given 200 points. So whatever may be the position of that athlete, the same point will be given to that particular athlete. And then they will total the points of the best 4 athletes from each team. And whichever team has the minimum number of points will be given the championship. So let's now take a example and see actually how it is done. So let's here we can say that these are the places 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, and these are the athletes who have finished the race. Bib numbers have been indicated here. So this is how we have to make a finish order. Now we will score them. How to score? So as you see, team A, team B, team C, and team D. These are the 4 teams. 6 athletes have finished in all the 4 teams. So here what happens is, now you can see first 4 athletes needs to be totaled, which I have marked in red, and also the square has been shown now where the rectangle has been drawn there. So these 4 athletes will be only taken into consideration for the points. The remaining 2 will not be considered for championship. So let's total them. So total of these 4, these 4, these 4, and these 4 we have to do, and then we total them, and here it is in front of you. The total of team A is 25, team B is 38, team C is 36, and team D is 39. So now, as I said, the team scoring the lowest points will be number 1. So team A will be 1, then team C will be 2, team B will be 3, and team D will be 4. So this is how we will place them as per the ranking. So team A will be a champion. They will be eligible for the championship trophy. So these are the team positions. Now, what happens if 2 of the teams are tied with the same score? Now, what I have shown you, it is very simple. Okay, nothing happens, fine. We can make the results, and it's very easy to find out the championship. Now, what happens if 2 of the teams have the same points? Now, then we have to go for a tie break. How is the tie break done? Position of the last scoring runner shall be considered. So here now the 4th place runner from each team is going to decide the position of that team. So whichever 4th place runner is closer to the winner, that team will be given higher position, we can say. So let's take an example again here, the same little bit of change in this. So here team A, team B, team C, team D, we have already the bib numbers and the points also allotted to them, where we just consider this 4 as previously I have already informed. Total it out. Let's total. Now you see the total of team A is 23, team B is 38, team C is 38, and team D is 39. As far as the first place, we are sure that first place is team A, because team A is the lowest. But who is the second now? 38, 38. Here both are tied. 39 is 4th. Again, 4th place we are sure. But who is second? Who is third? So we need to find out the position of which team has secured second place and which team has secured third place. So how we will do that? The fourth place runners of both these tied teams, we need to find out what place they are into and which runner was closest to the winner. Closest to the winner means which is closest to the first place. So now if you see team B, the fourth runner is 17th, and team C, fourth runner is 14th. So 14th is closer to 1. 17th is after 14th. So this particular team C will be awarded the second place, and team B will be awarded third place. So this is how the tie break should be solved in cross country races. So these are the pictures, bordered course, what I have already shown you how this course is bordered. Next is the obstacles. Some of the obstacles on the course, these are a muddy water, then again either same thing, water on the course, then again some clay with the water mixed in it. These are all naturally made. Then again here ascent and descent, you see that it is a slope. Even here, if you see properly, these athletes are running down the hill here. That is an ascent and descent. As I said, it should be minimum 10 meters for one loop. Again here, these are obstacles. These are made up obstacles, like these are not naturally there. It is made up. Some logs are kept here. These also logs here. Here the sand is poured and made artificial obstruction. While putting this log or any obstacle here, again we have to make sure that it should not be very high that the athletes can get injured. Clearing the obstacle, there's no rule. You can stand on the obstacle and clear, or you can jump over it, no problem. Only thing is, just you have to go over that obstacle. You cannot bypass the obstacle and come. Like here, if the obstacle ends here, there is a course mark, there is a green pole here and it is completely covered. But if it is not covered and the athlete wants to bypass this and come here, then the athlete can be disqualified. Okay, thank you very much for listening to me, listening patiently. I hope you all enjoyed. Now for any questions, I am okay. We can start with the question and answer session. Thank you again.
Thank you, Rakesh sir. Always wonderful, listening to you and gaining a lot of knowledge. We have a few questions.
Yeah, we can go.
There is a question, which is the best way to mark the course at lower level competitions, especially at village or local state competitions that are organized? So which is the best way to mark the course?
Road race. Is it road race or?
Yeah, he says mark the course at lower level competitions. Maybe Balchandra.
Yeah, I feel he must be asking, the person must be asking about the road race. One more thing I would like to clear before I answer this. See, cross country course is never similar at any end. Anywhere you go, the course can be plus or minus, or maybe sometimes, of course, you should not be minus, but there is no world record, there is no national record, there is no record considered for cross country. That is the only reason, because it is not standard everywhere. The course, somewhere it is, there are 2-3 obstacles, somewhere there is no obstacle, somewhere there is a different type of obstacle, the ascent is different, sometimes the straight is different. So that is the reason never you will have a record for cross country. Cross country record is never mentioned. No world record, no state record, no record for that. I forgot to mention it during the cross country, so I'll just added this.
There was also questions regarding this.
Yeah, I will come to that. I'll first answer the first question of this gentleman. See, course measurement at any level, whether it is a district level, whether it is a state level, whether it is a national level, if it is a recognized road race, then it has to be a bicycle calibration method. There is no other option. See, once you are not following that method of measurement, that means it is not a recognized race. Okay, at the lower level, we can say that you don't go for a World Athletics measurer, you don't go for a certification, but at least you should make sure that the course is measured as per that particular way. That is a bicycle calibration method. Only that. That is the only recognized way of measurement for road race.
So there is a question also that just asks you to brief about this bicycle road measurement method.
See, that will be again a completely different topic. It will take half an hour to explain completely. So I would prefer that maybe we can have a session on that where we can discuss it. But the important topics I have already covered, that basically when we are calibrating, first thing is they have to put the Jones counter on the front wheel. The Jones counter will read the number of rounds of the wheel. And according to that, the person has to calibrate the bicycle. Calibration of the bicycle means what they will do. They will take the calibration route of say 300 meters. From 0 to 300 meters, the person will ride the bike, and they will find out that how many turns of the bicycle wheel went for these 300 meters. They will note down. Suppose 1200 something rounds went on. Okay, that reading, whatever reading came on the Jones counter is written there. Then they have to lock the wheel. They should not, what we say is, they should not again move here and there. Immediately just lift the bike, come on the reverse side, start again from the place where 300 was marked. The marking should coincide with the axle, center of the wheel. The center of the wheel should be exactly on that line where it was 300 meters marked. From there, again, they should start moving backwards till the point where it was marked 0. Now, this is the second reading. Again, they will note down how many wheels were measured for this particular 300 meters. Again, they will repeat this for one more time, 0 to 300, from 300 to 0. So totally 4 times they are going on this calibrated course. Once you have got 4 readings, then they will take an average of these readings. Suppose once they have gone, they get 1200, or let's say, let's take a shorter number. They have got 400 turns. 400 turns of the wheels for 0 to 300. Again, coming back, they got 401. Then again, going back, they got 400. Again, coming back, they got 401. So what they will do, 400 plus 401 plus 400 plus 401 divide by 4. Then they will get the average value of the counts, number of turns that wheel is going to turn for this 300 meters. Once they get for 300 meters, they will find out for 1 kilometer. It's very easy mathematics. They will just find for 1 meter and times 1000. Once that particular thing is ready, then as I said, that uncertainty of the distance has to be applied. So they will multiply it by 0.1%. And that particular constant is for 1 kilometer. And according to that, they will find out for every kilometer how much should be the reading. If I start from one particular points, let's say we start from 1000. Now every kilometer, how much reading should come? After that particular reading, you should stop. They should mark at the Excel that this is 1 kilometer. Then they should move ahead, 2nd kilometer, 3rd kilometer. This is how it has to be measured. After the counting is completed, again there is excuse me. After that, they will again after the course management, they will come back again to the calibration course and recalibrate the bicycle again. Then the calibration course, whatever they had, the constant what they had got before marking the course, and this particular, again, they will take an average of this particular both constants and then find the constant of the day. And on the basis of that, they will find out the readings. It is a typical, what we can say is some mathematics, and it is not very easy to Hi. Excuse me. Sorry, some problem with my throat.
No issues, sir.
So as I said, it is very technical thing. It is not very easy to explain in 5 minutes. It will be like a separate course measurement seminar.
Sir, we can just take another question. Is
Yeah, please. Go ahead.
the organizational concept of any, say, any local school organization wants to organize a cross country or
Yeah.
road race. If you could just guide those officials or who take up that responsibility on maybe how they should go about initially with permissions and what
Correct.
if you could just highlight a little bit on that would be nice.
Yeah. Again, this particular concept will be management concept, not with the rules, but still I will just highlight some points in that. Whenever a organization wants to conduct a road race, I hope this is also regarding the road race only. So when they have to conduct a road race, first thing is they need to go with the plannings, how it is going to happen, what road, what distances are to be done, what dates are to be done. All that internal planning is to be done. Venue is to be decided, date is to be decided. After that, they have to approach the permitting authorities. It can be anybody, police, municipal corporations, all these things. Then again, federations. If you want to make the road race authentic or recognized, then it is mandatory that it has to be certified or it has to be affiliated by a federation. If the course or if the race is not affiliated by federation, then it is considered as a non-recognized race, wherein the elite athletes are not supposed to run. If they run, any action can be taken on them also. All recognized officials cannot stand in an unauthorized race. All technical officials are guided that they will officiate only if the race is recognized by federations. So federations permissions, federations affiliations are necessary. These all things are to be done. After doing all these things, then federation will be joining with the organizers for the route measurements. They will have to ask for a course measurer who is an expert in measuring the course. If he is a certified World Athletics course measurer, then no issue at all. They can be they can measure and certify the routes. So similarly, these are the things, one by one steps should be followed. Without all these things, I think then it will be it's not a recognized race. I hope the answer is
Yes,
the person is satisfied with the answer.
yes, sir. So we'll take a last question before we end. Mr. Saraboji asked that how many Indian road races are approved by World Athletics?
You can get it at if you go to the AIMS website or World Athletics website, they publish the entire races which are approved by them. It is very difficult for me to say like right now, but whatever major races are there, like Mumbai Marathon, Delhi Half Marathon, Calcutta Marathon. So these are so many are there. Bangalore is there. But that you need to go and check it at the World Athletics website or AIMS website. You'll get that thing. Even at Athletic Federation of India website, you can find out that which are the races that AFI has approved. It comes into their calendar also, which is approved by the federation. They will show it in their calendar also.
Okay, so just one last question
You
maybe.
can go ahead, madam. No issue. If they have 2-3 questions also, I am okay with it.
Fine, sir.
Because it's
So,
an interesting topic. I know that questions will come on this.
if there are participants who would like to ask any questions, you can just type it in the chat box also, so we can take it. Sir, during the COVID times, has anything changed in the way the races are conducted, or if you could highlight a few protocols adopted
Yeah.
in these races?
Basically, during the COVID times, official races are still not happening. Now, the release has been done little bit. Started courses are this races have started, but there are some SOPs maintained by organizers, maintained by local bodies. So all that SOPs has to be followed. Sanitizations on the route, sanitizations at the venue, then entry points. Athlete come with proper, when they are issuing the bib numbers, they check for their RT-PCR and other things. A lot of things are there, but these were during the COVID only. Maybe in future, as soon as everything relaxes, maybe some things. Nowadays on airport they are not asking RT-PCR. Initially, before entering and coming out of the airport also, RT-PCR was compulsory. So this is how the same thing will be happening in the road race also. So whatever protocols were governed by the nation, that definitely will be there until the government relaxes it. Anything else information they want, or any specific information?
I'm sorry, I think I just got disconnected.
Yeah, no issue, no issue.
Okay. Sir, one more question asked is there any way that a local competition can be modified, maybe carried over like over a period of days or something like that? Is it possible?
I didn't get the question exactly.
Bansal, I think you can just ask this question. He had a question. If you could just unmute yourself and ask.
Is it in the chat box?
No, I don't think so, sir.
Okay, okay.
I just got locked out, so all the questions have gone.
Okay, okay.
Okay, there is another question. Sir, doping. If on doping, how is the doping?
It will apply the same way as it is
Like
applied.
regulations?
Yeah. So whatever rules and regulations, see, doping rules and regulations are not countered by World Athletics or national federations. It is completely different governing body, and their rules and regulations and their protocols are completely laid by their own agencies. If it is a national agency like NADA, so NADA will have their own people there. They will act on their own. They will not act according to the federation, or even federation cannot interfere in their activities.
Okay. So I think, sir, we can come to the end of today's session.
My
So,
friend Mr. Satyan has asked how to become an expert technical official like you. Mr. Satyan, I think you are more expert than me. I am just following you, senior people. I am very happy that every seminar Mr. Satyan is always there.
yes, sir. He's always present for every webinar.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
learning, I think, is a continuous process and never goes out of fashion. So any knowledge
Definitely.
obtained
So
is
I am very helpful with all these senior people.
No, not like that. How many seminars I attend? I am in the same place only. I am not one step forward. What step is correct?
No. You are master. I am learning so many things from you.
You maybe promoted, sir, at the cross country arena now. During
Maybe.
organization.
He is expert for all races. If he is not available, none of the race will start.
No. See, now I become a biggest fan of Rakesh.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ask
really.
any Satyam
Yes,
sir, is there any
yes.
question you'd like to ask specifically to sir?
Pardon?
Is there any question regarding road race?
No. You can mind
Okay,
up.
there is one question. Somebody has asked selection of cross-country team members based on time or on place got in that competition. Please explain. Okay, see, as I told before, there is no time record or any qualification matter in cross-country. Cross-country always matters with the position of the athlete. So when you are selecting for like a state team is selecting their team to represent for nationals, then it should be always their top athletes, top 6 athletes who will go for the nationals. At the same time, it is the selection committee to decide on that how and what will be their criteria. Somebody who is walking the entire way and coming 6th, then the committee has to decide whether we should select this person or not. So there is no criteria as such that whether it should be place or whether it should be time. It is entirely on the selection committee of that particular organization to decide that how they will make the team. But preferably it should be on the placings.
Okay, I think sir, I think we can wind up today's session.
Yeah, I don't think there is any either my lecture was very descriptive or maybe nobody liked it, so no questions.
There is one question. There's one question. Can we have a road race for the entire week in the form of time trial heats, since we have to follow COVID-19 SOPs? And can we declare the winners with least timing during the entire week? Can we
So
justify
it means this thing will continue. That is what I understood. So
Yes,
like
sir.
Monday some people will run, Tuesday some people will run. Is it like that?
Balchandra, maybe you can just clarify your question.
I think you unmute and talk so that we can have a proper discussion.
Yeah. Balchandra, maybe you can ask your question directly. Okay, so I'll request him maybe to contact you later.
Yeah, wait, later. I can just give a small answer on this. Okay, is there?
Hello.
Carry on.
Sorry, I could not connect. So the question is that due to this COVID-19 pandemic, we have to follow so many protocols. So it's the same thing that as you told us, so that entire week the things will be run. The race will be run for an entire week.
Okay.
So can we justify that? Can we declare a runner on that term? If we have a time trial, we are keeping up, following a magistrate order of following or keeping those many participants only for the race for the entire week. One day it's like that.
So
Finally
every
declaring
day
the,
you like
run.
every day you want to make some people run, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. See, first of all, if it is if elite athletes are concerned in this, then it is not allowed. For all elite athletes, as I said, it should be a gun start, starting the race at one single shot. It cannot be, if it is a time trial, the race is not at all accepted basically. For elite selections of any particular team, if you are doing internally with your regulations already explained and informed to all the teams, you can do it, but it should be like only for the selection matter. You cannot give any prizes or any winners in that. So that is what I feel. It is not never happened like this. I have not seen anywhere like this, running for 4, 5, 6 days together, and after that they are deciding who is the winner. Second thing is, some places excluding COVID. Now I'll just explain in that if there is no COVID, but you have 50,000 people to run, then in that cases there are waves made. Like one particular wave of like, let's say 1,000 people or 2,000 people will start at one time. After that, there will be a break of small time. Once these people go ahead, then the second wave will come of again the same quantity. So these can be done. Different waves can be sent, and the result will be compiled wave wise on their net timing. Net timing means at the time of start, when they reach the start line, that time their time starts, and when they finish, that time finish. So whatever time actually they have run, that is their time. It can be done, but not for elite. Elite has to be on one gun start.
Okay, I think so. We'll wind up
Thank you,
today's session. So, on behalf of the Sports Authority of thank you once again, sir, for your valuable time and agreeing to conduct today's session. I'm sure whatever knowledge and information you've shared will go a long way in helping all our participants in some way or the other assist or conduct such events. I'd also like to thank all our participants for attending today's program. We've conducted over 25 programs in the last 1.5 year on athletics and on general topics, and we've always received a very wonderful response. So thank you so much. And before ending, I just like to mention that the feedback form link has been posted in the chat box. So you are kindly requested on YouTube or on Zoom the platform you're attending. Kindly click on the link, fill in the feedback form and submit. And you'll receive your e-certificate after 10 days of verification. So thank you once again, Rakesh sir. It was wonderful having you.
Yeah, it was all my pleasure. In fact, I would like to apologize that in between I had a problem of my throat today.
No, sir, it's very understandable because everybody's having a real tough time with throat and all. So thank you so much once again. And this is me, Steffi Carlujo, signing off for today. So thank you and have a great evening ahead.
Thank you all, and thank you all the participants.